Tell me, do you bleed? You will.
What's going on, guys? Mech, I'm Parsa back again with another video, and today I've got a little cool project for you guys. We are going to be working on a DIY, less DIY, more fixer-upper of a Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice mech helmet. As you guys can see, I've been working on this suit for quite a while. It's got a lot of unfinished touches to it, and one thing that was always a problem for me was the actual helmet. I have wasted countless time, effort, and a lot of money on trying to make a helmet for this cosplay using either EVA foam. I tried Pepakura. I tried all sorts of different techniques to actually make this helmet, but unfortunately none of them were ever panning out or working out the way I wanted to. It would either turn out like garbage, I'd have to scrap the whole thing and start over, and it was just a tough pain to work on. So I gave in, and what I did was I went on Amazon and I bought this Dawn of Justice mech helmet. It's plastic. This actually came out a little bit after the movie came out, and I believe it was a Target exclusive. Like, they only sold it in Target, but luckily I found it on Amazon. Someone was probably selling theirs. I'm sure you could find it on eBay as well. It's probably going to be harder to find the more you wait because it's an older product. As you can see, the form is there. It's got a lot of potential. It looks very, very accurate. The only thing that I don't like is a lot of the cuts that you can see here. I don't know how well the camera's picking that up, but these cuts are insanely poorly done. They look like they were, I mean, obviously they were cast in the original cast of the product, but they just look like that. They don't look like actual scratches or anything like that. As well as a lot of the shading. The shading is in the right areas. For example, the eyebrow, it's in the right area to make that eyebrow a little bit more protruding, but it literally just looks like an eyebrow has been painted on there. So it looks kind of silly. I don't like the way it looks. And there's a lot of room in this helmet. I don't know if you guys, look at that. It's a lot of room. It'll move back, it'll move forward. I got a lot of space in there. So what I want to do is I want to try and make this a more wearable helmet by putting some foam padding in there so it'll be a little more tight to my face. The only thing I'm really going to do is give this thing a repaint, put some foam on the inside to make it more snug, and I'm also going to Bondo over all of these little cuts that are just poorly done in here. So that way I can put my own cuts in there and give it a little more realistic feel so it looks like it's actual metal and not a piece of plastic. I also definitely want to put some LED lights in the eyes and put some mesh in the front so that way when I'm walking around, if I'm doing it for cosplay, I can use it. So I think this will be a lot of fun. Let's go check it out. Alright guys, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to be filling in those cracks and cuts that are poorly done in the helmet by mixing up our Bondo. Now Bondo is a two-part mix, one part being the actual putty, the other part being the liquid hardener that you're going to pour into there like this. And basically you just want to mix it up, and once you do, you only have a couple of minutes to really work with it before it already starts to harden up, because this stuff cures really quickly. So you definitely want to make sure you're working with it fast. And do make sure you wear gloves when you're doing this, because you definitely do not want to get any of that on your hands. Alright guys, so I let the helmet sit outside for about 30-40 minutes, less than an hour. Bondo dries really quickly, so you don't have to wait too long to start working with it. You don't have to wait a whole 24 hours for it to cure. So as you guys can see, it's just left with a really rough texture, so we are going to have to smooth it down. And to smooth it down, all I'm using is just some regular 320 grit sandpaper, just to get the really thick rough spots out. Once I'm done with that, I'll move down to an 80 grit, and then we'll finish it off with a sanding sponge, and hopefully it'll be all smooth and a little bit better looking, and we can go ahead and give this thing a paint job. Alright guys, so we finished up sanding all the little edges of the Bondo to make it all blend together. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and filled a little plastic bag with some crumpled up paper, just so I don't end up painting the whole inside of the helmet. too much. Not that I worry about that, it's not a big deal, but just with less cleanup work at the very end. Alright, so we got our second coat of primer on there, and now it's time to go ahead and hit it with some nice metallic silver. This is a metallic finish from Rust-Oleum. This is, just so you guys know, my favorite brand of spray paint. Rust-Oleum always gets the job done. It's got like a heavy 2-coater, and it's just a pretty much basic silver. So now we got our nice metallic finish on there, and basically the next step that we're going to be doing is drawing out the scratches and the cuts in the metal. I'm using a reference picture from the actual movie just to get a little more accurate, but I'm still going nuts with it. I'm not really following too closely to that. I just want to give it my own feel. And now we just need a knife, and pretty simple, just cut at it. Don't use something with a jagged edge, use something with a more straight edge. To get a more clean cut, so it's more like scratches on metal. Don't be afraid to really go wild with it. So what I've done here is I've taken some black shoe polish, and this is a technique I learned from Cosplay Chris. What we do is you want to pour that shoe polish into a cup, get an old paintbrush, and just cake it onto the entire surface of the mask. All you can do, get in those little crevices, and what we're going to do is we're going to dab away the excess with a paper towel, and what that does is it leaves the excess shoe polish in the cracks and crevices, like in the cuts we made, and all we're doing is bringing out the detail that's already in this piece. It just needs to be brought out because it has not been given a proper paint job. Alright guys, so the next thing we're going to be doing is putting in those LED lights slash white inserts into the eyes. I ended up going to Hobby Lobby and I found these. It was in the kind of modeled cars section. Let me see if I can focus there. It's basically like an LED racing lights. I guess you could put it on the car on the bottom, or you could put it on the track or something like that. And it's already got like a switch in there. Basically, we're going to be inserting those into the top brow inside of the helmet, and it's going to be shining right onto these. It's just little pieces of mesh that I got from the fabric store. You can see through it pretty easily, so you can, while you're walking, you can still actually see what you're doing, but it's going to show up as white on the inside, so it'll give it that glowing effect. So as you can see with the LED light, when you turn it on, there's white lights and blue lights. We don't want the blue lights, all we want is the white lights. So what I did was I basically took one of them and I taped up all the blue lights. So when you turn it on, only the white lights are showing up. And we don't need that many, we just need a little bit. The blue lights are still shining through a little bit, but that's fine. It's not as much as it originally was. So all we have to do now is attach this to the inside of the helmet. I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then I'll run you guys through what exactly I did. Alright guys, so one eye done, we got it glowing kind of cool. The other one is not done. So each LED pack comes with 2 wires attached to one battery. So I put one wire on top aiming down and one wire on the bottom aiming up. So they both shine in the middle of the white mesh, and I've basically just taped the battery to the side. Now keep in mind, this is very, very simple. There's nothing special about it. It's not going to look clean because it's on the inside of the helmet, so it really doesn't matter. And there's still so much space in there that it doesn't even poke at me at all. So really good, awesome, turned out pretty good. Alright guys, I can happily say the helmet is almost done. We just got a few more things to do. We're just going to go ahead and paint this inner piece black like it is on the film, and then we're also going to add some padding on the inside. Super easy. I've got a couple different thicknesses that I want to try. Okay, so after just testing out with 2 different thicknesses of foam, one's really, really thin and one's pretty thick, I went with the thicker one. All I had to do was put a tiny little piece in there, And now I just gotta glue it down, and it's pretty much the right size to my head. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I love the way this thing turned out. The eyes are awesome. I could not be happier. The shoe polish really gave it a nice finish. So if you guys want to see more videos, more DIYs, let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Hope you guys are having a fantastic weekend. Hope everything's well. Stay awesome. I'll see you guys later.